we're starting the week with shoulders, and we're gonna finish with some triceps because our triceps are gonna get involved when we do our presses. We're gonna save those to the end. We have 4 supersets, so 8 total movements, combining 2 of them for supersets. So we're gonna start with free weight. We're gonna work in a little bit of machine work for our presses because I'm gonna superset that with rear delts, but I'll go through that when we get there. So our first movement is a hammer grip front raise. So normally we do a front raise, our palms are facing towards our body. Now they're facing towards each other, so it's a hammer grip. Using the front of our shoulder here to lift that weight. Control up, squeeze it up, resist and work on the way down. No swing here whatsoever. Going from a nice still, controlled movement on every rep. So then after we get done with our front raises, now we have a hammer grip overhead press. If you want to use heavier weight for this right after you get done with your front raises, you can switch. But I feel like after you hit, especially in your second and third and later in your sets, after you hit your front hammer raises and then go right into these, the weight probably is going to be enough, but switch it out if you need more of a challenge. Then our next superset is going to be an upright row, which for you sound the alarms of everybody saying upright rows are bad for you. It's because they're not doing them correctly. If you have shoulder pain, you have pre-existing shoulder injury, maybe don't do them then. But if your chest is up and we're using dumbbells, we're just lifting with that shoulder by pulling up through and not jamming the shoulder by using the dumbbells instead of a barbell. We have a little bit more freedom with the path that we choose. We can just keep that tension right in our shoulders. So upright rows first, then immediately we're gonna superset with side raises. Throwing the back of my knuckles through the walls on each side of me, keeping my chest up, not leading with my hands, but leading with my shoulders. Strong wrist. I'm giving you a ton of notes here, but we all have different mental cues that'll help us. So whatever makes you utilize and helps you mentally connect with your shoulders, do your thing. All right, so we did do those front hammer presses, but that's really lightweight, and that was the point. More of a finesse movement. No one's ever gonna ask you how much you can front hammer press. At least I don't think. No one's asked me that one yet. I've been asked pretty much everything, but that one hasn't happened yet. One of you will probably do it on my Instagram now. So what we're gonna do here, machine shoulder press with drop sets. So we're gonna go heavier for the first part, hit our reps. Notice how my elbows aren't back here. They're in a strong position here. My chest is up, head's up. Everything is nice and in line. Breathing through the reps. Hit the heavier part first, drop in weight, and then hit your next reps. We're still gonna do a superset with these though. So that's why I'm having us do machine. So that way it keeps us on plane as we're fatiguing, because we're gonna superset these with rear delts here on the reverse pec deck. Pulling through those rear delts, squeezing them back, resisting, controlling that weight on the way in, getting in a rhythm of just squeezing, stretching, stretching. So your rear delts are gonna act as a stabilizer and involved when you're pressing. So this combo is gonna be nasty, especially since we're doing the drop sets. One more superset. So we're told you we're gonna finish with triceps. We could still technically do both of these movements of this superset with the dumbbell, but at this point we're fatigued. Your triceps were used during your presses, and I just wanna make sure that the tension's staying there. We're not gonna be swinging. You'll see what I mean. So the first movement is a tricep kickback. So we could have done this with those dumbbells, bent over just like this, squeezing them back. But the problem with that is a lot of people have a hard time not swinging and moving their elbow with the dumbbell. With a cable, I feel like it's easier to lock our elbow here into place, squeeze that weight back, resist and control it on the way in, and just stay in a rhythm, keeping constant tension on the tricep. So that's what I want there. Same arm, not done yet. Now we're going overhead extensions. So you'll hit your same, whether you start with your left arm or your right arm, you hit the same arm back to back for the 2 movements. And now I would switch now to my left, because I started with my right, and go to my kickbacks, and then go to my overheads, and now the first set is done. So, want to just touch our triceps. I've already got blood flowing in them from what we were doing today. Try to keep your triceps out of the rear delts, not extending through the tricep, but instead pulling. Think like there's strings on your rear delts that are pulling your rear delts back and squeezing, like a face pull. That's why we target rear delts that way. But then, like I said, ending here with triceps just because they've been used. Why not put an extra little bit of work in? So let's go 60 minutes for shred, start the week, medium to low exertion. We're gonna push it this week. So be ready, make sure you're eating right, getting plenty of rest. I'll see you in the next workout.